Have you ever wondered what led to the first murder in human history? It wasn't a war or a random act of violence. It was a conflict between two brothers, Cain and Abel. This story is more than just an ancient tale. It's a profound look into the darkest corners of human nature, jealousy, anger, and the devastating consequences of our actions. What really happened in that field? Why was one brother's offering accepted and the other's rejected? Let's unravel the complex and tragic story of Cain and Abel and discover the timeless lessons it holds for us today. The story begins with two brothers, sons of Adam and Eve. Cain was a tiller of the ground, a farmer who worked the soil. His younger brother, Abel, was a shepherd, tending to his flocks. Both brothers decided to make an offering to God. Cain brought some of the fruit from his crops, while Abel brought the best firstborn lambs from his flock. The Bible tells us that God looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering, he did not. This is where the trouble starts. Why the rejection? The text doesn't explicitly say. Some interpretations suggest it was about the quality of the offering. Abel brought his fat portions, the very best he had, showing a heart full of reverence and generosity. Cain, on the other hand, just brought some of the fruits of the soil. It might imply a less thoughtful, perhaps even reluctant, gift. It wasn't just about what they gave, but the attitude behind the gift. Abel's was given in faith, while Cain's may have been a mere obligation, lacking genuine sincerity. This divine preference wasn't meant to be a punishment, but a moment for Cain to reflect. Instead of reflecting, Cain became furious. His face was downcast, filled with anger and jealousy. God saw this and spoke to him directly, essentially asking, "Why are you so angry? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." This was a crucial moment. God was giving Cain a warning and a choice. He was telling him that he had the power to overcome his negative emotions, to master the sin that was waiting to pounce. It was a call to self-control and righteousness. But Cain didn't listen. He let his envy consume him. He invited his brother Abel out into the field. And there, in a moment of unchecked rage, Cain attacked his brother and killed him. The first human life was taken not by a monster or a stranger, but by a brother. The ground itself was stained with innocent blood. It's a chilling reminder of how quickly jealousy can escalate into violence when we refuse to deal with our inner turmoil. After the murder, God confronted Cain, asking, "Where is your brother Abel?" Cain's reply is one of the most famous and haunting lines in the entire Bible. "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" This wasn't just a lie. It was a denial of responsibility. He was rejecting the fundamental human connection and duty we have to care for one another. But God knew. He told Cain, "Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." The consequences were severe. Cain was cursed. The ground he once farmed would no longer yield its crops for him. He was condemned to be a restless wanderer on the earth. Cain cried out that his punishment was more than he could bear. He was afraid of being killed himself. In a moment of mercy, God placed a mark on Cain, a sign to protect him from being killed by anyone who found him. So Cain was banished, forced to live with the weight of his sin, forever separated from his family and from God's immediate presence. He went on to build a city and have a family, but his legacy was forever tainted by his act of fratricide. So what can we learn from this dark and ancient story? It teaches us about the destructive power of jealousy and the importance of managing our anger. It shows us that our attitude and intentions matter just as much as our actions. Abel's sincerity was rewarded, while Cain's bitterness led to his downfall. The story also poses a powerful question that echoes through the ages. Am I my brother's keeper? The answer is a resounding yes. We have a responsibility to each other, to act with compassion and care, not with envy and violence. The tale of Cain and Abel isn't just a story about the past. It's a mirror reflecting the potential for both good and evil that lies within each of us. It urges us to choose the path of Abel, the path of faith and generosity, and to master the inner demons that drove Cain to his tragic fate. Thanks for watching. If this story made you think, please hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shaped our world. See you next time.